You see all these businesses behind me on Austin Street. You got a taqueria restaurant, you got a Banana Republic, you got a commercial space for lease. All those different uses are definitely important to highlight when it comes to signing any kind of commercial use case. Let's talk a little bit more about what a use provision is. Now, in very basic terms, a use provision is basically self-explanatory almost in the sense that it highlights what you can and can't use the space for. So for example, this pet store or this pet food store behind me probably has a use provision in their lease that states that they can only be selling pet items or pet food items in the store behind them. This is what we call a permitted use. Another thing that's also very similar to use provisions is what we call prohibited use. Basically, this identifies to the landlord or from the landlord to the tenant that, hey, you cannot use the store for anything except for the item that we have singled out in the commercial lease itself. Basically trying to mitigate any risk of a commercial tenant using the store for something else other than what they're told the landlord for. And the third type of use provision is what we call an exclusive use. Basically stating that, hey, if the landlord gives you an exclusive use of a particular space in their, let's say, shopping plaza or strip mall like the one behind me, only you are allowed to be the only tenant that has that specific use case, which is really neat, especially if you're like a very popular food chain, like let's say a fried chicken spot, and you say, hey, I want to be the only person in this shopping mall that is allowed to sell fried chicken strips. No one else, or the landlord is not allowed to be leasing out any other space to anyone else that has anything similar to yours or exactly like yours. So the more you know.